Okay, why am I not up? Oh. Oh, sorry. Everyone, just a second. Let me just fix that real quick. Yourself up. But I hope everyone's day is going well. And you know what today is? It's time to play Genshin. And we're gonna be leaving. Gonna be starting off where we left off, which was right after I defeated the Fatui and the Void God. Let's see. Let me just. That's not right. Give me a second. Already starting out off with Scuff. What's a stream without Scuff? Hey, Fire Dragon, welcome in. I hope your day's going well. Sorry about that. I forgot to get this set. I forgot to get my model set up on it. I'm busy with other things. Just let me get this. Get my model up. VC Face is not wanting to work with me today. There, and that should do it. And okay, why am I not popping? Okay, there we go. Already off to a Scuff start, but then again, what's a stream without Scuff? But anyway, I hope everyone's day's been going well. We're gonna be playing Genshin as always. As you know, another thing about it, since I always play Genshin on Sundays, I should just rename it when I go live and just say time for Genshin Sunday. Yeah, and since I've been playing Genshin every Sunday, and I actually, before I streamed, I looked at the trailer they made for the update, and I can tell you I am happy with how the update is, because I have, as you guys know, the one who come to my streams, I've been saving my wishes. I haven't been spending them on the current banner that's out right now, because I have been saving them, and I was saving them to get the new Electro, and I thought she was gonna be like a 5-star, but the good news I think is for me is that she's a 4-star, which will make it a lot easier for me to get her. And also I could also try to get the new Aqua character as well, so that's I think is a win-win for me. But for me, I am after getting the Electro type because I only got one Electro, and reason is I only have one Electro is mainly because I've been getting the two of the characters I have in my party. I have gotten 3 straight times in a row, and I'm not kidding. I got them 3 straight times in a row, and a couple of times with the regular gacha, I've gotten screwed. How have I gotten screwed? Because, well, when I did a draw, I think the last time I did a draw with a regular one, I got Kaya again, and I already have Kaya. I was hoping for a new character. But anyway, the good news is that unlike yesterday where I had to make my stream a little shorter because of last week, today is going to be a full 3 hours, so you don't have to worry about me ending it short. So why don't we go ahead and get into Genshin, because I'm really excited to find out what happened after we defeated the Fatui and the Void God. Though it's a shame that the Jade Chamber unfortunately had to be destroyed. but then again, it's just a build. But while it was a really pretty building, it's just a building, and buildings, most of the time with buildings, they can be rebuilt and built brand new. So why don't we go ahead and get into that? It has the music. I hope the music hasn't drowned out me talking. If it was, sorry, I meant to mute that. But let's go ahead and get into it. And why is it not showing? Oh, I see. I had the window capture off. There we go. Invisible demon. Actually, I do know of a spell that can make myself invisible. Oh, got some stuff in the battle pass. I was in here before because I needed to know what to name the stream, because I like to name it after quests in the game that I have, and the main one I hadn't named it, so I went with New Star Approaches since it's the quest I'm on. So let me just go to the battle pass if I remember where where's the battle? I feel like the battle pass is missing. Or am I imagining it? Yeah, I didn't see the battle pass. Oh, wait, I get these in events. Overflowing mastery. The wisdom of the land has been consecrated domains of late. We could get some Paimons. And apparently all these have been unlocked as well. Oh, let me move this over. Oh, so the battle pass does disappear a few days after the big update. That makes sense, because I'm pretty sure this Tuesday, you know, if I remember, I think it is Tuesdays when games do most updates, but I'm wondering why they always choose Tuesday to do updates, because with a lot of games I played over the years, it's always they choose Tuesday to do. A lot of them choose Tuesday as an update. I wonder if it's like it wasn't intentionally, but it just ended up being a habit where game developers just make it, oh, we'll just do everything, release everything on Tuesday like every other game does. But I am excited for the 2.7 update, because from what I remember with the new Electro type, she's supposed to also be like a healer type, and I could do with a heal with more healer types. The fairy lady, I wonder what this is about.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng funeral parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Yeah, I have to agree with Paimon on that. Why would Zhong Li, why would he go and meet with the Fatui when it just caused all this destruction? And not to, and again, because of it, we had to drop the Jade Chamber and destroy the Jade Chamber. You know, now that I think about it, you gotta wonder how much. You gotta wonder how long it took Ningguang to build the Jade Chamber and how much it costs. You gotta wonder how long it would take to build something like that. And I mean, something like that has got to be really expensive. I wouldn't be if she had the money to build a new one, but no doubt the materials are, you know, to cost. It would take a lot. And also, how are the Fatui even still in Liyue? You would think that after what the trouble they caused, they would be kicked out of Liyue. I know if I was in charge, I'd be kicking them out because they're the ones that caused all this trouble.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides,
It's
aren't you
her.
happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
She's the one who went after, if I remember, she's the one that went after Venti. Look, this would be a perfect time to take her down. Hey Kazuma, welcome in. It's going well. I just started streaming. I hope your day's been going well. Welcome for the first time chatting. I hope your day's been going well. Yeah, I just started playing. I just started streaming Genshin, and I'm starting off from where I left off last week, which is where I fought against Child and had a fight off a whole bunch of Fatui. And now I just run into one of the bad guys from earlier who attacked another character in the game. Let's see what happens.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Yep, and it's get the chill. And you're in time here, because in here it's usually pretty chill. When it comes to video games, I'm most of the time when I'm playing them, I'm not really competitive a whole lot. I like to take my time with them and enjoy the story and relax. So enjoy your time here. Hold on, let me get my drink. That's better. Okay. I'm gonna go with I still have time to take it back because she took took it from Venti and I want it back. It's only right to get back what she stole.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end.
Can I please punch him?
Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on.
I wouldn't forgive him. I mean, he tried to destroy. It's because of him Liyue was almost destroyed. So of course I would hold it against him. Even if he was following orders, he could have chosen to stop at any time, but did he? Nope, he didn't. But I'll listen to what he had to say before assumptions. It's best to hear both sides of the story.
So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
Wait, what? Did he just say Morax? That's the one who's in charge of Liyue. Why would he call Zhongli Morax unless... Oh, so Zhongli must be Morax.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, why did you feign your death? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Why would he fake his own death if they already made an agreement? But I don't know why he would choose to give that to her when obviously the bad guy. You don't willingly make a deal with the bad guy and give it away. Contract, because they have to have some. No doubt they're collecting these for some a very dark and evil purpose. That's what I can already tell.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Liyue goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue.
And yeah, and so he was willing to let Liyue get destroyed. This is sit back and watch. I don't want, and to me that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would he want to do that?
That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even made efforts to understand the hearts of the people. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this journey, Traveler. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've
No.
practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liyue, would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight?
Seems we were both equally fooled.
Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Yeah, what could be worth a gnosis?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a gnosis.
Realistically
True.
speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts.
Why not just find
As
a
for
new
the
person to
bargaining
take on
chip that the
the role?
Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
What I don't understand is why Zhongli would do that. Why on earth would he choose to give it up? I mean, wouldn't it have been better, like, I don't know, to find a new person to take it on? Why? What purpose does it cause to, like, just give it to some of the bad guys? I mean, wouldn't it be better to, I don't know, wouldn't it be better to find like a new person and to take on the role of Archon instead of just giving it away like that? I mean, it would have been better if he just found like a new and someone new to take on the mantle instead of do that, because if he was tired of being the Archon, he could have just try to find a successor to take on the mantle. I mean, it's already been said in the game where that it has changed hand of who is the Archon and everything. So why not look for a new Archon to take on the role?
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
You got a good point. There could be a reason, like, to leave it to the people. That might have been a reason why he chose to give it up. He might have wanted to leave it to the people to handle it, I guess.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
I would have to agree with that, but still, given the gnosis to the bad guys...
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, Do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millelith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Hear ye all, the Qixing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with they said that Rex Lapis wasn't murdered.
So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot.
True.
The Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands?
I think you hit a bullseye this time.
Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look. Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Why, you... Were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that selfless? If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me that in private.
I see you need to talk to all three of them.
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite. There's much that remains to be done. I didn't miss anything, did I?
Well, wrong button.
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made. I believe that future generations will say so too when our deeds come up for their review.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinyue kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do like the Mora.
Here we go again. He never has any Mora on him. You've been this way the entire time, but why would Morax lack Mora? Yeah, that is true. If he's an Archon, shouldn't he, have like vaults of Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to.
Makes sense
But
now.
since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you.
Yeah, I have to admit it was a fine journey. It was fun, even though he kept forgetting to bring the Mora.
That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
closed?
The Electro Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes.
What's that?
It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions?
Nope.
All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, I'm wondering what's gonna happen at the child.
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Childe.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Childe did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Childe's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Got a good
He
point.
is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti. Could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
More thing now about Mora.
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to debate.
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea.
He didn't.
It's a shame.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
For being Archon Mora, he's not very good when it comes to money, is he? Kind of contradictory for him. He's able to create Mora, yet he didn't think it would be necessary to put aside funds when he decided to retire as the Archon.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
Okay, so that's the end of quest complete. And apparently I just got a whole bunch of new quests. Let's see here. Okay, I can do the Jade Chamber Rising, which is pretty good. Harbor is abuzz with news the Jade Chamber's rebuilding. Go to Yujing Terrace and has Ningguang for the details. But in order to do this one, I have to be rank 30. And I also have this quest as well. And it's Act 4 Prelude. And I'll have to do that quest before. So it looks like I got 2 quests main quests I can work on. I think that's pretty sweet. And I'm already at Yujing Terrace, so let me talk to Ningguang since I'm already at the terrace. Might as well go ahead and talk to Ningguang since we're already here.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project!
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience.
Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however, still outstanding. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Nice.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other 2.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
So you heard my announcement, did you?
Yeah.
What do you think? Interested?
Ningguang's got him right in the palm of her hand, because the moment said that she's willing to offer anything, and the merchants, you can tell how they are. They're willing to do it if it means they'll get a one-up on the competition. Pretty smart idea. You have to admit, it's a pretty smart idea is to get them all and to get them into the project. No doubt a lot of them knew, because they knew it would mean big business for them. And thanks for telling me, Fire Dragon, that I'll enjoy the quest, and I can tell I think I will enjoy it if it means I'm going into the abyss. One thing I like about the game are the story quests, because for me, when it comes to the stories, when there's a video game that has a story in it, excuse me, if I like the story, I'm definitely gonna be playing the game. True. He won't deny it there. It kind of does sound like it. Like, how shall we go about doing this? The thing is, I might be it might be more of a light-sided demon than a dark-sided demon, but that doesn't mean I'm not willing to. That doesn't mean I wouldn't sometimes be involved where if things went missing, would they?
Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we'd better get going. First, we gotta get out of Yujing Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent
It's
and
Shinha.
distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on, don't go! Why don't you stand there after her?
Oh, right, yeah.
They shouldn't mess with her. I've seen, because I actually,
They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
Because I actually did, when Shinha was released, I did try to get her. Unfortunately, I couldn't get her because, like I said, the gacha screwed me. Pretty sure a true fire dragon, but I'm pretty sure what Paimon is mostly thinking about most of the time is food, because she wants us to get the Mora, so be able to buy her more food for her. That's no doubt why she's wanting the food and wanting the Mora. Plus, you heard what Zhongli said is because of him, and he gave it with the Archon power, he can't make any more Mora.
Children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Yeah, I only did what as I should.
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do, especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
Subspace creation? What, did she make something like the way the teapot is for us?
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
A trinket, you say? She calls that a trinket? Pretty big. It was pretty big inside, kind of like how the TARDIS in Doctor Who is, where it's small on the outside but big on the inside.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
What are the missing materials?
Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
Yeah, what are those?
For starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glaze lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glaze lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is Smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any
That's
case,
what mining does.
Smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure, and the Adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you already heard of the Traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millelith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millelith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millelith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Qixing. What a shame.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was sorry. Look at the message, or Fire Dragon, but yeah, it is like Icy Hollow, and she would send you to the sky by throwing you. Yeah, with Shinhan, you don't want to make her angry because she may because she may be most of her emotions may be locked away, but that doesn't mean she won't throw you and make her mad.
A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me.
In other words, she's a lawyer.
Oh, yes. Here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
What parents do that?
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Leo at Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, or maybe they, well, if her father's an Adeptus and he talked with Rex Lapis, that could mean that maybe her dad was an Adeptus and or something, and it was an Adeptus, and no doubt probably lived a long time, and I wouldn't be surprised. And it could be that maybe they just decided because they knew she could, maybe they could handle on her own. Maybe they decided to go on a vacation. That could be it, and they spaced out. Though they probably are on a very long vacation. But then again, something might have happened to them. And I don't know yet because I only know for what I played in the game. I've seen some playthroughs of stuff above it, but it's usually where people are like an adventure rate 50 in the 50s. This is the first time I come across Yon Fei, so I don't know much about her story. But I definitely am enjoying it. I'm glad I waited to... I'm glad I did that boss battle, because now I get to some of the fun stuff. And I can't wait to see what the inside of the teapot is going to look like once it's finished.
Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. That's a first for sure.
That's a lawyer.
Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
But first we have this.
They're not here. Let's keep looking.
I got a whole bunch of quests. Let me see what it says for the quests. Teapot to call home. Teapot to call home. I hope that I still get the teapot.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run. Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some Mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you, I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't...
No more excuses! I know you have money. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites. Then Shinyu at kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
They better
What are you
run.
afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business, I swear!
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
Shenhe.
Shenhe?
My name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
You can't do that. That's too violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws?
Okay, I have to admit that's pretty funny, and I wouldn't mind seeing what happened, like if it did it like off screen, like you just heard ah. That would have been. You guys wouldn't find it funny, but that's funny. Doja right there. Don't mess with Shenhe, because you mess with her, you're likely to end up in the hospital or worse.
No, apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
What was that noise? Shenhe must be hungry.
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Qingsun, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals.
Those are all medical herbs. And I remember this from watching the movie Ratatouille, and I can't have to agree with it, is when Remy was refusing to eat, is his dad goes, food is fuel. You get picky about what you eat, your engine is gonna die. Though I won't deny I can be picky when it comes to food. Sometimes sometimes I'm willing to try food that I haven't eaten before. I'm willing to give it a shot. But if I don't like it, I'm not gonna eat it. That's how it is with me when it comes to food. If I find food I enjoy and I like the taste of it, you can guarantee I'll eat it. But if I don't like it, I'm not gonna eat it. Especially like what I told, like yesterday when I said like what I did, where I took the broth and mixed it with, used it to make grits. It was not very. It was not very good. It tasted bad, and so you know what I did? I didn't eat. I tried to eat as much as I could, but I just couldn't stand it. So I took the rest and I just put it in the dog bowl and let the dogs have it. Because when it comes to, because dogs, they're usually not. My dogs are not picky when it comes to food.
Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach. Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an Adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here.
Oh, back to the pharmacy. I remember coming here, and I think, if I remember, the pharmacists, I don't think they've done it yet, but I think they're gonna add him into the banners.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Qingsun, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Thank you.
She's really eating them!
My hunger has now abated. Thank you.
Are they really that good?
Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance, after consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains! That proves it! Paimon knew she was an Adeptus!
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win! Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Yep, it would make an Adeptus helping us out would make things a lot easier.
Then let's not delay.
But
I have a plan.
If I remember, she's not an Adeptus.
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plostrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So...
It's him again.
It's you.
Baizhu? What are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
No. We've got other stuff to do. While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of Plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds. It's very rare indeed. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baizhu.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
What's kind of funny is, actually, a guy whose nickname is Boo Boo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he must be rich considering that he's a pharmacist and he owns the building, and no doubt he has a lot of herbs, but he probably, from the way it sounds, he comes from a very rich family. But one thing is, I didn't like is that he was charging like a ton of mora for what we needed when we were going there.
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Xingqiu again.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
At least I'm not one doing the paper.
Glad you're here.
Good thing I'm not doing the paperwork.
Ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Hey, Senyu, welcome in. Not much is welcome in. Right now, I'm working on quests in Genshin, listening to the story and everything. The quest I'm working on is the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber. How's your day been? I hope your day's been going well. And welcome on in. My day's been going pretty well so far. No problems at all. Stream's been going well, and no cutouts or anything, which I am happy that it is going that way. And also, I got other quests that I'm gonna be working on too. But once I get finished doing the stuff in Leeway, I plan on working on doing the commissions, and so I can get and do what I need to do for those. In FL Studio. What's FL Studio? I've never heard of that program. The studio, the way it sounds like it could be either a video editing or a photo editing program. Because FL Studio doesn't sound very familiar to me. Oh, also Senyu, I told people stream, but you should know that probably starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start working on adding my model to Unreal Engine 5, and I'm also with my assets, the free assets I got, I'm gonna start working on making a living space. I'm thinking for the living space, I'm thinking about making it be where it's like an abandoned subway, because I do have a subway. I do have a subway assets, and I think I could usually use them to make it to where like like my living space is in abandoned subway. Though I'm thinking about also adding modern amenities to it as well. I do know with computer-wise I can do it, because recently the Unreal Engine, and this is what I like, they recently made for free a really good gaming computer set assets, so that should be fun to use. I'm really excited to start doing some stuff in the Unreal Engine. I haven't really done a whole lot, except with my original model. I've only put that in the Unreal Engine and got it working. But I know with this computer I'm using, I can easily get it work and do some really good stuff, especially ray tracing, since my graphics card since my graphics card supports ray tracing, so I'm looking forward to using that feature.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be of service?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you mean
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million mora.
500 million? See, me and Paimon are in agreement. 500 million? Seriously? That much? It's not. I mean, what is this from? I know it's a very important and a rare mineral, but what does it do? Does it also do your taxes, cook you dinner? But that's very fun. Me and Paimon had the same idea. It's at the same time. 500 million. Yeah. And I would have to agree, that's so expensive.
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
But without any Sunset Vermilionite...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Who?
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he has already passed away.
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite treasures, among which was some Sunset Vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, you know, disrespectful with him being an Adeptus?
I really don't see the problem in that. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe desecration, but the thing is, if the guy's dead, what's he really using the treasure for? I mean, he's passed away. He's really not gonna need all that treasure. Oh, you have the image of rock cooking, probably from when I did the mission where I had to put the jade in boiling water and see which one glowed. But it may be a little disrespectful, but what harm does it really do? Unless it's gonna be like in where his spirit comes back and tries to attack us, which I highly doubt that would happen. But if the guy's dead, he's really not using the treasure, so it's better to put it to good use than just let it gathering dust when it can be very useful. Besides, if I saw a whole bunch of besides me, I wouldn't go. Normally, I wouldn't go around and desecrate, dig sites, and just take the treasure willingly. But if it was gonna be put to a good use, I'm sure wouldn't mind. Though, if it's a treasure, no doubt it's guarding it, and you don't want treasure just to go to waste, do you?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him.
Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you read that?
Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go.
There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long. So please, be very careful.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
Okay. See, I think this is a good point to start doing the commissions now, like to get them out of the way and also start look at it. Okay. Okay, let's see. Knock the commissions out of the way. Because do that, you get a new key, which I think which is going to be useful for unlocking story missions. I'm enjoying where, especially since there's more stuff to do. Because it used to be where after I finished like a quest, it was where I had to go and do more leveling up. But I'm glad it has it to where I have like more than just one quest to do.
Howdy. Please, head straight on in.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Oh, if I remember, not really gonna read this. I just want to get ahead and okay. Just have to clear out the monsters. I'm really excited for the 2.7 update. I can't wait. It's especially since with the update, I'll be able to not only try to get like the new Aqua character, but I can also work on trying to get the Electro, which is why I've been saving up my wishes for just this. The one I would really like to get, I would like to get Shogun, that's for sure. I wouldn't mind getting her. And I can't wait to get the Inazuma, since it says that it's the home of the Electro Archon, which means I'll be able to unlock the ability to use electricity.
Fate is upon you. Shadows of fate.
Oh, I see. There's still one up there.
Yeah.
I have a question, Fire Dragon. With the Ascension rank quest, I know I did one, but how tough is the next one? Is it a lot tougher than the first one, or would you say it was a lot easier? Oh, now that's neat. I'm running across the water.
Written in the stars. Delve into destiny. Shadows of fate.
Oh, then I'll have to make sure when I do, I'll have to make sure I have a team of characters leveled up. That's for sure. And when I do take it on. And I'm also, like I did when I went up against Child last week, I'm gonna make sure I have
Delve into destiny.
it completely have it to where.
Retribution!
Hold on, let me eat this.
Surrender and be gentle.
I'm gonna make sure that I have enough health items when I do take it on. Okay, let me see. Take care of the mission. Yep. Okay. Another time challenge. Hopefully this is too hard considering I got it shouldn't be too hard considering I got Mona and but it will depend on the typing there are. And since this is in a different area compared to doing the others, I'll have to do a test run to figure out where I have to run to. Oh, that reminds me, I almost forgot. I got thing for the constellations. But I think if I remember, I have to be in the Geo element in order to do it. So right now I can't. But I'll get to that in a bit.
Shadows of fate. Decided by destiny.
Let me scry. Curses.
And there we go. One more commission to complete, and then we can continue on. Well, nope. Want to go to the quest? Yeah, I know the enemies don't change, but I'm worried of what typing they're going to be if I don't enough, because I had a really hard time when it came to dealing with like with the Ruin Guard, and not to mention that cube I had to fight. It was the tough as all get out. I hope if I do have to fight one, it's one that I can do a lot more damage to than just it being like electric, because that was probably one of the reasons why I was having a tough time, was because it was electric, one of the electro types. And the commissions in an area I do not have unlocked. But I can guarantee you that if I can, I'm going to be working when it gets time for me to do the Ascension. My top priority will be to get my characters to level up to where I can use them in the Ascension quest. And I hope that by storing up these wishes, it pays off to where I'll get the characters I want, because the two characters I am going to be after in this is going to be the new one, if I'm the new Aqua, and the other will be the Electro type, because I'm pretty sure they will come in handy.
Fry.
Better than nothing.
Leave my space.
Thanks, Fire Dragon. I appreciate it. Yeah. Right now, I'm not too worried about leveling up, because I'm not at the point. I don't think I have to worry too much, because right now, I'm pretty gotten to where is I do know I need to get stuff to ascend Diluc. I'm not too worried that once it becomes necessary, then I will be getting to it. And I thought I had to do this something, but I don't know what this goes to. No doubt it was probably like one of those things like it was when I was in the frozen area, where I had Crimson stuff. I had to hit one of them and then use it to damage the pillar, since the ice wouldn't break normally. Here we go.
Another test. Free. Suffocate.
Fate is upon you. Let me scry.
Such a wrong test subject. Get it. Cross.
shadows of fate. Leave my space. Decided by destiny.
Should replace my hammer.
Let me scry.
Let's spark things up a little. Yep.
I got careful.
And that takes care of the commissions. Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Ad Astra Abyss. Ad Astra. Thank you for completing. Ad Astra.
I wonder what I'll get. Okay, 30, 31. 2. Oh, I see that I'll have this probably is no doubt the quest I'll probably have to do when I get to it. Fly was on my nose.
Ad Astra Abyss.
Oh, let me see. We go to the quest. I need to be 38 to do Mona. Oh. Okay, to do these, I have to be at a certain level to do them. The closest one I will be Klee, and then no doubt Jean, Venti, Mona. And then I'll have 2 Zhongli quests, and man, I'll have to. There's a quest with Child, and I still want to punch him for what he did. He could have just walked away, but no.
Today's no good for going out. Did I see
Oh yeah, I need to talk to the Catherine in Mondstadt, not Catherine in Liyue Harbor.
Traveler, please, over here. It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly?
I'm recruiting new allies.
Is that so? Apart from your own skills, reliable teammates are also indispensable when adventuring. Another person to count on is always good after all. But recruiting such dependable companions is no easy matter, is it?
Yep, and it's even harder to get a guide as good as Paimon.
Ah, yes. I do have some information that may be of help to you. Let me consult our records. Ah, there it is. There's been a certain blonde stranger who arrived in Mondstadt lately, dressed in most unusual clothes.
Blonde. Dresses all funny. It feels like Paimon's heard this one before. Wait! Do you mean...
Could it be?
Does that stranger's face look anything like his?
Like the honorary knights? No, they couldn't look more different. This stranger is a very tall man, and even has an eye patch.
So just some distant relative of Kaya's then.
Seriously? How does this have anything to do with Kaya? Eye patches can't prove that you're related anyway.
That stranger declined the guild's invitation, so I can't say that I know anything about the relationship between him and Mr. Kaya. Nonetheless, you can look for him if you're interested. Perhaps he might accept your commission instead. After all, it is not uncommon for some adventurers to not want to be limited by the guild, but be happy to accept a fellow adventurer's requests. And should the stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey.
But if he's already rejected the guild...
Please don't talk down on yourself like that. You are the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius, after all. Your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bards in the city, even now.
Alright then, about the stranger.
As to further news about him, you may want to ask Mr. Lawrence. He stands guard at the city gate, so he may know something about that stranger. I wish you every success, adventurer.
Oh, there's Lawrence.
Honorary knight. Is something the matter? A stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. Oh yeah, I remember seeing someone like that. A blonde stranger dressed in unusual garb. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious. So I decided to keep an eye on him for a while. I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed our outrider to pursue him by air. As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some suspicious, unusual-looking person.
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more seriously.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation is all the more reason to not tell her, no? Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before I tried tailing him. He might have said something to Wagner. You should go ask him. Maybe he has more news about our stranger.
Why? You need something? Here, I remember him. He showed up a few days ago asking to buy a bunch of forging materials. Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that he can be found drinking at the Angel's Share. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's the only place to be.
The Angel's Share? Well, Master Diluc probably has his eye on that stranger too, then. Anyway, chair and have a look.
Moon pie. That's what I'll make tonight.
Bartender, the usual.
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Another day, another lack of alcohol options.
Have you seen a blonde stranger who wears an eye patch around here by any chance?
Oh, really wish this would stay
That I
on
have.
all the time.
He comes here every night. Just to drink, though. Doesn't order anything else. He even sometimes mixes his own drinks after he orders them. I don't know anything else about him, but from his selections and mixes, I'd say that he's quite the connoisseur.
And what's Master D-Luke's opinion?
Why, I just gave it to you. Quite the connoisseur.
Investigating everything as always. Guess that's D-Luke for you.
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday, so he should be here today too. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to go to the second. Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered is here.
He's really here? Let's go downstairs and have a look.
Go on, drink some more.
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
Yeah, tough crowd.
A traveler, you say? Why are you traveling?
Oh.
Well, that's as good a reason as any. Sit down over there, then.
So, guess we've broken the ice. What a weird guy.
That little one beside you.
I think I'm gonna choose emergency food.
That's not true, and you know it.
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me? Sure.
Huh? I like the eye design they did on Dainsleif. I like its design. A blue and black is always a nice combination, color combination.
He was so cold just a moment before. Paimon's got a bad feeling about this.
But I will require advance payment.
Payment, you say?
500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation can't be right.
Here's the 500 mora.
Thank you. Now, as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them here and now.
Do I need
The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong, only about differences in attitude. I only wish to know what your choices are. You need only answer.
Okay, let's do this.
Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, was the key to ending that crisis? I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question.
I would have to say the unity of Mondstadt's people gave us the victory because I couldn't have done it alone.
Is that your answer? I see. Question number 2. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts, of which the stipulations are still unknown. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity?
Everyone in Liyue Harbor, I guess.
So that's your answer? I see. Now for my final question. This world has people who gained visions, and those who did not. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods?
That's a tough one. I don't... None of... Because I probably might have to go with none of them too, because Shinha, she's not an Adeptus, but remember, she's a human.
So, this is your answer then. I understand. As I thought, you really are similar to her. I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your views on this world. As we agreed, you may now commission me. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss Order. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose the Abyss. Ugh. Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws by which the Order spreads chaos in this world. I have come to Mondstadt this time while on the trail of an Abyss Herald.
An Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being, one that commands the Abyss Mages.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting against the Fatui and Liyue, who are human too! We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all!
There's some reason behind that, I'm afraid. It's possible that they may have been under orders to avoid your path.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush us or something. Uh-huh! We're super duper strong!
That manner, it's just like hers. Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? According to the leads I have on hand, the Abyss Order has re-infiltrated the Temple of the Falcon. Let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your questions about the Abyss will be answered there.
Maybe they will.
Go on, drink some more.
What would you like?
Okay, let's see what I got on the quests.
This abandoned temple does bear some marks of the Abyss. The Falcon of the West. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately does naught but hover under the light of the gods. Oh, it's nothing. Let's head inside.
Okay. Oh, I need a cryo in my party. I'm gonna see how things go with the party I got.
The scent of the abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
Lionel wonders what the Abyss Girls look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
Got Sasuke on our side. If you don't know what the reference is, something is the guy who's doing the voice. Dainsleif is the same guy who did the dub voice of Sasuke in Naruto.
Let me.
Time for retribution!
Yep.
Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you.
With the wind!
Oh, another chest.
Come a little closer. Don't be such a brute. You're in for a little shock. I knew I should have stayed home.
Written in the stars. Let me scry. Shadows of fate.
Okay, so that's what those do.
Let me scry.
Verdict is...
Shadows of fate. Decided by destiny. This was not foretold. This was not foretold.
Okay, so where do I go now? Okay, I don't like it. This is not good. Guess I'm just gonna have to heal myself since I can't.
Where did I go wrong?
Oh crap, I was right on it. It's where I didn't have to.
Windblade! Is that all you've got?
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Going out is tiring.
Let me scry.
This abyssal is really starting to get. And where's Dainslet during all this?
Wind blade.
They are.
Maybe I wasn't meant for this world.
Just a few Abyss mages? Seems like that herald might have already left. The Abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. It is a morass of inconceivable madness that encroaches upon this world's very foundations. That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, was unable to resist its corrosive powers. And the creatures of the Abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow of a world ruled by the Archons.
You seem to know a lot about the Abyss, Dane.
Well, we do have some history. I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should head to Wolvendom. Judging by the traces I'm following, their next appearance may be within the territory of that old wolf. Perhaps we may find our Abyss Herald there.
Takes care of that. And I am gonna head to doing on the first. I'm gonna go over and heal since the annoying Abyss Mage took out two of my party members. And I'm gonna see what I have to do for the teapot. Oh, I don't have enough. I still need four, at least 4 more.
Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhi Qiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhi Qiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhi Qiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhi Qiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
An advice when everybody in chat, when you ever do any if you've never done any really business, when it comes to big business and doing dealings, always make sure to get it in writing on stuff when you're doing dealings, because there are times where you might end up there might be a problem with the deal you made, and you want to have it in clear-cut writing that if they don't do it to if you get some work done on a house, make sure to always get it in writing and make sure that it's in writing, so that way, like if someone didn't do their job the way they were supposed to and try to weasel out of it, you have the necessary paperwork to where they can't at all.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Oh, it's up higher, which means you need to go up higher.
So, are you buying or not?
Okay, first it tells me to go higher, now it's telling me to go lower. Ah, here we go.
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Miss Zhi Qiao? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins? I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them.
You lost the
I don't know how it
hairpins?
could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice.
If you haven't worn them yet, why did you need them in the first place? That's what I want to know.
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, well, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me. But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
And because this is part where we say we can help.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Zhou, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Zhiqiao somehow.
Okay, sorry, I forgot my mic was muted. Okay, I'm back. I was just checking real quick, and I heard everything because my headphones I got on, they're wireless. So the good news is I don't miss anything. I just had to get up and check on something real quick.
True, though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Zhiqiao looks like she's about to faint.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the Jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please. Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item, and I should pay compensation per the contract.
It's such huge sum of money, though, and I would have to agree. It's best to help her out. I mean, don't want her to lose her business because she mistakenly misplaced misplaced hairpins.
However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Miss Zhiqiao. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch, finest quality jade.
So, something must be up. It could be that the jade supposedly in those pins might have been fake. may have been jade, but not the type of jade that he said it was.
No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossel's.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
I really hope we can help her out with the hairpins, because for the way the attitude of the merchant, it really didn't like his attitude.
What is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
I had a feeling that might have been the case. Probably what that merchant did is that he said it was authentic Smaragdus jade, but it could have been that he just found a jade that looked similar to Smaragdus jade, He put it into and tried to pass it off because it's such a rare ore that people may not know the difference between Smaragdus jadeite and other jade.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossell's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
Very vivid description.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yunfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track.
That's the burden when it comes to paperwork. You always have to fill out a bunch of forms and contracts. Is a lot of it's to keep things in order, and so nothing gets lost. That's why you sign contracts when doing business, like when you're doing stuff on a house or building. Like if you contract someone out to do work on your house, you want to go over the fine print, and also when something goes wrong, is to do research and to find out if they used the right equipment or the right tool materials. Because if you look up and research what it is, you can know what you would have to do, and if they did do it correctly or not. And if they didn't do it correctly, then you got them, and you could take the necessary legal steps to get them to pay up and compensate you for the time wasted.
It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yunfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes ore? Ah, I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore. If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Oh, better take the book.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yanfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnyan merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnyan merchant named Crossel, you say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Try your luck betting on jade?
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings.
Must be a false jadeite. That's my thing. Like how it is. I know pyrite. Because if you look at pyrite, it has a nickname. It's called Fool's Gold. It looks like gold, but it's not gold. And that's probably what I'm thinking Smaragdus nephrite is. It's probably false jadeite.
Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time.
Oh.
I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give Elemental Sight a shot. So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao is able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty
She deals in ore.
awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossel...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossel did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Evidence in a
I
case.
have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yanfei, but might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Nope. Aha! Got it! Xingxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and impossible to finish?
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know?
That's that's a lawyer. They always know the law. And there's actually a guy in watched a few times. He does a YouTube channel called Legal Eagle, and it's pretty interesting when it shows some of the stuff that you can learn about legal stuff, especially when it comes to a lot. When it comes to legal stuff, but I remember seeing when I watched a show called Frasier is when he was trying to get help from a lawyer, and when it cost more than he got any lawyers, and his brother Niles goes, "Me too," but they make wonderful health patients. They have wonderful health care, and they never get better. that was a funny episode. But yeah, with lawyers, they need. I'm pretty sure when it comes to learning the law and everything, they go through a lot, and I can tell you right now, if I try to do that, it would just give me a major headache.
Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Xingxi.
Okay, how long? And I, unfortunately, am gonna have to stop here for the day. So, but I think I got a lot, a good chunk done. I mean, interesting with the stories and everything, not to mention, and there's a lot. Is real fun with the quests where I didn't have to like run around just really trying to do quests and read a bunch of text. So that's what I like, is when I have a chill day when I don't have to like read out all the text and everything a whole lot. But let me take us back over to chat, and I will find somebody for us to raid. Okay. Today was pretty fun. Seeing all the stuff that it showed in the story. So let me just see who's on, and we'll rate them. Not a whole big selection got today. So let me see. Let's see who we can raid. I'm checking on one to see who we can to raid as soon as this ad goes away. Gretchen ads. we are gonna raid Alien Lotus because right now she is playing Resident Evil Village. So that's who we're gonna raid. Let me just name. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait too. Though unfortunately, I would like to go longer, but as you know, I am on a time limit. But I will be back on Friday. Don't worry, with more Fallout New Vegas. So I hope. And if you miss, I know you weren't here for that on Friday, Fire Dragon, but the VOD is still there. So if you want to see what I done in New Vegas, the VOD is there. So let me see if I can get the rain. Let's hope maybe the command will work this time. And it's still not working. I don't know what it is. I made custom commands, so when I wouldn't have to type it out all the time. And these commands are supposed to work. I'll have to look into that. Why? And they're not. I mean, Friday the Vegas one didn't work. Saturday the Scarlet Nexus one didn't work. And the Genshin Impact one is not working. So let me just type it in. There's the raid message. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the raid. Okay, there we go. I hope everyone had fun today. I will be back on Friday with more Fallout New Vegas. And in the meantime, I'm going to start doing some stuff in the Unreal Engine. Start getting a move on, start working on making a living space. But for now, I will say good night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is in your time zone. Good night, and I will see everybody later.